Welcome to PA Timber Goose, another lovely Saturday. Today I am doing an overnighter in the Clarke Creek Valley. Currently I am on the Victoria Trail up to the AT. Definitely a beautiful area, and this trail is going to try my endurance today. It's switchbacks all the way to the top. I think it goes up about 1,000 feet from the parking lot. It's very warm today. I am soaking wet already. I have 4 liters of water with me today. My pack is very heavy. I believe my pack is at about 40 pounds today. So definitely going to get a good workout. Hopefully it'll cool off tonight. Get a nice fire going, cook some dinner. Let me turn the camera around here. You can enjoy some of this beauty. I came up from all the way at the bottom, switched back in the whole way. Past 2 hikers on the way down. Alright, let's continue on our journey to the top of the mountain. There's shorties of switchbacks here, but every 50 to 100 yards it'll keep switchbacking up to the top. I think I'm about almost halfway to the ridge. Got a new shirt to try today. I bought 2 merino wool shirts, and they gave me 2 pairs of socks with it from Amazon. As you can tell by how bad I'm sweating. Let's see how fast it dries. I did not bring a dry shirt with me, so this is a scientific test of how fast this shirt will dry out. If your shirt doesn't dry out on the trail, it's not doing you any good. Usually I always have a spare, but not today. I have a lot of extra gear and a lot of extra water. So this is a slow grind to the top. Stay with us. Almost at the top. This is the most difficult section here. Here's your little sign here, most difficult. And I'm not sure what that was, but hopefully we'll find a nice campsite for the night. And I'm hoping I hear some coyotes or some kind of wildlife sounds. Maybe some owls tonight. There's a lot of owls in here. All right, let's start chipping away at the steep section of the trail until we get up on the ridge. Beautiful up here. Hopefully we'll see some wildlife tonight. There's a lot of white pines up here. It seems kind of odd that all of a sudden you have all these white pines. None of these look very old either. Maybe 4 or 5 years old. And then there's a big depression down there. That could have been a coal mine right there, very possibly. There's a lot of these on this side of the mountain, and there are roads all over the top of here. So that could be a mine. Cool find. I'll see what else we can find up here on the trail. This is about the 5th or 6th switchback in this very short section. I need to find a spot to sit down. I think that log is calling my name. I'm going to take a break here. Man, I think I need a sweatband. I have sweat dripping in my eyes. I'm almost 100% saturated now. I have some issues with my back. So anytime I hike, I always have a back brace on the lower part of my back. That seems to help quite a bit. I'm going to take a break here. Drink my mixed drink of electrolytes. This is a mixture of an energy drink and Gatorade. So far, this has been the best energy drink slash electrolyte concoction that I've come up with. This keeps me from getting leg cramps. But right now, my legs are burning profusely. I do not have my backpack and legs underneath of me yet. Next week, I have another hike planned next Friday. And I've been looking forward to that video for quite some time. That should be a lot of fun. Almost 1 liter gone. By the time I get up here, this bottle will be empty. Give a shout out to Old Dude on the Trail and Jeremy, 2 hikers that I met at the YouTube meetup. They do a lot of trails in the northern tier, and great videos. Jeremy's a long distance hiker. Old Dude, he seems to hit a lot of trails that I didn't even know existed. So great YouTube channels. I will put a link to their channels down in the description. You can check them out, subscribe to their channels. So many great YouTubers in Pennsylvania. Just like that, I am on the AT. Okay, so if I go this way on the AT, this will take me back to the trailhead at the big parking lot. And if we go this way, this will take me down to the shelter where I videoed last time. And if you stay on that side, eventually you'll come out at 322 and you'll go across the bridge. The big bridge across the Susquehanna over to Duncannon. I have never hiked that side. I've hiked the left side of that trail and it was terrible. Boulders are huge and I'm trying to squeeze my backpack in between the boulders. And there is very limited water supply there, very limited. And unfortunately, I am not the guy that trudges through there with no water. Look at that rattlesnake. That scared the crap out of me. He's missing a couple on his tail. I almost stepped on him. There's my snake for the day. Wow, that is a big one. He's a black phase. It's easy around here. I'll leave him alone. Holy crap. Okay. I am not going to bother you, buddy. He's coiling up. I'm not going to get you. Rattlesnakes don't usually chase you. Look at him coiling up in a ball. That is my first rattlesnake for the year. He is coiling into a defensive position. Watch, his head will come around. That one scared the heck out of me. I have a big stick, so I can flick him out of the way. But he went back to sleep. I think he was laying in the sun there taking a nap. Well, that got my blood going. Snakes like to lay on the rocks in the sun. It helps them digest their food, which up here is basically rodents, mice, chipmunks, and squirrels. So when you're walking along like this, keep an eye down. He was laying there in the corner. That'll teach me to stare at my GoPro and not look down. Alright, I am not going to film anymore. I don't want to run into any more rattlesnakes on this trail. I will turn it back on when I find a spot to camp. We should be getting pretty close to Peter's mountain shelter here. It's been a few years since I've been on this section of the trail. Last time I was on this side was with my brother-in-law and my nephew. That was many years ago. That's when I was doing a lot of backpacking trips. Pretty much every weekend or every other weekend. We were doing a couple days at a time. The stones back here are so cool. This one here looks kind of cool looking. This almost looks like somebody put this here and stacked them up, but it's not. This is a really cool formation. You walk around the other side of this here. That's pretty cool looking. That actually looks like a shark head sticking out of that. These are some really neat formations just kind of looks like, this kind of reminds me of Boxcar Rocks, the way the ridge keeps going down, but they're much smaller. So we're on the top of the ridge. Turn to the scene of the crime. Back at Peter's Mountain Shelter. Nobody here right now. Hopefully I will not get stung by another freaking hornet. Somebody left me a note. What's it say? It says, "Hey Jesse, if you see this, let me know. We kept on." I guess you don't want to wait for Jesse. One of the tables is missing. One of the tables is missing that was there. Peter's Mountain Shelter in memory of Stephen W. Barber. 5/1970 to 5/31/90 from his parents, Monica, Don, and his sister Karen. Let's take a break here. There's a camping spot right up the trail there. I think I'm going to put my tent up on. The hammock definitely has more advantages than the tent. You can pretty much camp anywhere. If you have a tent, you're really restricted. I know some guys, they don't even carry a tent. All they have is a tarp. And they'll sleep on the ground on that tarp. But I'm not going to, since I got bit in the ear by a centipede. It bit me on the top of this ear. And my entire face, it paralyzed and went numb all the way to here. By the time I got to urgent care, he gave me some antibiotics, and within about 6 hours I was back to new. A lot of the thru hikers, they will just sleep in the shelters so the pack is lighter and they can rack up more miles. I hear some voices coming. Maybe I'll have some visitors. Let's check the logbook here. Pen my words of wit. This is a really rickety table. I don't think it's made for large people. Let's see here. All right, let's find a good entry to read here. Okay, let's check out the trail log. This is getting kind of full. I had some visitors. Find my entry here. 9/14 PA Timber Goose. Great hike today. Saw a big snake on the trail. Nice meeting people out on the trail. Thanks for stopping and talking. PA Timber Goose 1 at YouTube. Friday the 13th started out with a bear can escaping from their tracks, returned to their tracks last night at camp. 2 minute, 300 steps, felt more like a mile. I guess I can't really understand what they said there. There's some punctuation missing there. I guess they went down to get the water. The water is flowing, but it's a very slow trickle. Let's see. 9/12, Flavortown's legs are tired. Bet feeling long after a trip. The Prairie 33 miles down, no more for the day. Crushing peaks and sculpting cheeks. Okay. Jug Daly and Pyro the dog. New York to Virginia. Big fire, spending the night at Saw Copperhead, and saw a rattlesnake on the trail today, followed by a porcupine down the trail. about a quarter of a mile. That could be the same one that I saw. Alright, that's it for the logbook. Unfortunately, my stickers are in my other pack. And I had no coffee mug with me today. We are going to find a camping spot up the road here. And we will see you at the camping spot. Well, the search will continue for a camping spot. This is actually the spot where I was going to camp. And this is just a chilling reminder of death from above. What is death from above? Let me turn the camera around. There it is. Death from above. That's where I was going to put my tent. But somehow, two giant trees fell right in the middle of this campsite. Still have an opening over here. But I do not want to camp here now. If one of those other trees decides to come down while I'm underneath it, I will be no more. Pretty much every video I've made this year, I have had trees coming down around me and in the vicinity of me. And it wasn't just one, it was more than one. It usually happens when there's a slight breeze. Some of them, the roots are pulling out. The other ones are rotten. From the spotted lanternflies or the emerald ash borer, they come crashing down in a big way. So anytime you're in the woods and the wind's blowing, you may want to leave the area and just move on. Come back another day. Let's check up on this hill here. See what it looks like here. I do have my backup spot where I camped last time I was here, but it's not very flat. Let's check this spot up here. This doesn't look too bad. Got a little lean on the hill, but I don't think anything's going to land on me here. There's no fire pit. Check up here a little further. Maybe there's another site up here on this hill. Yeah, there's a fire pit there. And there's a big old oak tree that's dead. Let's take a look at this and see which way this one's leaning. You might say right here. Let's see. That's pretty safe. That one there is leaning to the left. So I think I'll be okay here. There's nothing here that's going to get me. That one there is leaning that way. Alright, I think we're safe. I have a small fire pit here. Lots of stuff to burn. Alright, let's set up. time for dinner. Got the fire rolling back there. Going to try something new today. We're going to try some pre-cooked beef. I have one of these pouches that are beef, and one is turkey. No cheese today. It's pretty warm. This one is chicken chunk, garlic, and herbs. We're going to put that in a tortilla, and I'm going to wrap it up in foil and put it next to the fire and warm it up some. It's been a very warm day today. Much warmer than I was expecting it to be. A lot of people going to the shelter down there. I bet in the last 2 hours while I was putting my tent up, there were at least 20 people went by going down to the shelter. I met a very friendly group in the shelter. They were very friendly. I always enjoy running into people like that. Usually everybody you run into along the trail is pretty friendly. It's not very often that you run into a lot of, how shall we say, unhappy people along the trail. Everybody's usually happy to be out here. Okay, let's tilt the camera down. See if you can see this. Go. There are a lot of bears in this area, so I have to keep my campsite very clean. I don't want any visitors tonight. Let's see, what shall we try? Let's try the beef. Let's try the beef first. A couple extra leaves won't hurt. More roughage. Let's give it a smell. Doesn't smell too bad. Got a lot of moisture in there. With that moisture in there, we're going to have to drain this. Oh, well, this would bring a bear. Hopefully the smell of this meat won't linger here too long. Here's one. This would taste much better if I had some cheese. We're going to wrap this up like a pig in a blanket. That is beef. And this one here will be the chicken. Actually, this one, we'll make two of them. This one is from Swanson. This one came from New Jersey. That's pretty dry. Okay, I'm going to put the chicken in the herb. I think I'm going to dig my spoon out to dig that out. Here's my crazy backpacker spoon. Never have enough of these. I'm starting to collect these. There we go. Not as much meat as I thought there would be, but we'll make two. Roll this up here. Yeah, sure would taste better with some cheese, but this is what I have for dinner tonight. All right. Let's put this next to my fire. I have my titanium grate right there. That way this will lay flat. Put that next to the fire. Nothing like smoke in your eyes. Oh, that makes it that much better. Alright, I'll be back in about 20 minutes for that. Very nice in here. It's starting to cool off a little bit. Sure, it finally dried out. I hope the temperature goes down again. It's nice and cool tonight. Let's taste our soft shell quesadilla, I guess you would call it. Quesadillas usually have cheese. This does not. A little color there on the end. This is the beef quesadilla or wrap. The meat tastes pretty good, but it didn't really cook all the way. Next time I do this, I'll make sure I have some cheese. It's still got some moisture in there. Still tastes pretty good though. Not bad. I don't think my fire was hot enough. It warmed them up, but it didn't cook them the way I wanted to. I want them to be brown. I guess next time I won't wrap them up in foil. I'll just cook them on my titanium grate. Let's give this one a try. I think I like the beef better. The chicken is a little bit too garlicky for me. And I see my old nemesis on the ground. A centipede. One of your relatives or the one that bit me in my ear. You know, Mr. Centipede, you're going to have a bad day. He is no more. I'm going to put them back in the fire and cook them a little bit more. That didn't take long. Lots of heat in that fire. I stoked my fire with some hardwood. I found a dead maple tree and I put some big rounds in there. Get a nice bed of coals. Anytime you're building a fire, always look for oak or maple. Try to find some hardwoods. Sometimes you can't find them, but just spend a couple extra minutes. Your fire will stay hotter longer and it'll burn longer. Nah, still not feeling it. Beef. The beef flavor was much better than the chicken. I think there's too much garlic in here. Hopefully it won't be too noisy down there. The shelter's about 100 yards away. Usually most of the backpackers pour in just before dark. Set up, carry on, go to sleep, and by sun up they're all going again over to the next shelter. The next shelter from the Peters Mountain shelter would be Rouse Gap. If you're eastbound, there's a few more mountains to climb over. Take a look over the side of the mountain here. Got a couple farms out there in the distance. think Carlson is on this side of the mountain, if I remember right, because I drove down across the other side of the mountain before with hunting partner. It's very pretty on that side too, lots of farms. Alright, now we're going to sit here and relax. Hopefully we'll have some owls or coyotes howling tonight. It's a very hot day today. I brought 4 smart water bottles. Each one of these is a liter. So this is my second bottle. You have to drink a lot of water when it's hot. You will pass out. Move this here a little bit. Yeah, that looks straight. So in my arsenal of electrolytes, what do I have? I have 4 different kinds in here. Other than my coffee and hot chocolate, which will be dessert later. I still do have 1 liquid IV. Unfortunately, I bought a case of these and I do not like the flavor. It reminds me of Jolly Rancher flavors. I've tried 4 different kinds and I still cannot find one of these that I like. Let's read the back and see what's on the back. Okay, liquid IV has 45 calories. It has 22% sodium, which is actually really good. Total carbs 4%. Sugars 33%, which is a lot of sugar. Even though you're sweating very heavy, your body will absorb that sugar and your muscles will burn that out really quick. So don't fear the sugar if you're dripping with sweat. Vitamin D, calcium, iron, potassium 8%, vitamin C 80%, niacin 140%, vitamin D 130%, vitamin B12 280%, pantothenic acid, I have no idea what that is, 230%. So, does liquid IV work? Yes, it does, but you have to get past the flavor. I just don't care for liquid IV. None of the 4 flavors that I tried. This is my go-to here, Peak Refuel. This is an energy drink, Mountain Berry. This is about the best tasting out of the other 2 flavors that I tried. It is very tart, and it has a lot of bad reviews because of the flavor. But it does work. You have big mountains to climb, and you don't have a lot of water. This is what you want to drink. I have a whole gauntlet of electrolytes today. I still have half of one of these. I will probably put liquid IV tomorrow morning in one of my 1 liter bottles with the rest of this, and I'll drink that on the way home. This is an energy drink, so I don't put the whole thing in the water bottle because it's too tart. It kind of gives me an upset stomach. It has 30 calories, sodium 0, carbs 1%, vitamin C 125%, vitamin D 335%, niacin 125%, vitamin B6 176%, which most energy drinks have mega doses of vitamin B in it, along with the sugar. Folic acid 100%, vitamin 12 625%, calcium 2%, magnesium 5%, which is an electrolyte. Refuel blend, I can't even read half of this stuff. 4,500 milligrams. White beetroot, I know that gives you energy. Refuel blend, coffee bean, I can't pronounce that word. Arabica coffee bean extract, refuel focus blend, 924 milligrams. Black pepper extract, citric acid, chicory root, natural berry flavor, malic acid, monk fruit extract, natural flavor. So this actually works really well. When you put this in your water bottle, you will notice a difference, without a doubt. Good old Gatorade. This one's empty. I emptied this one with half of that peak refuel in my first water bottle, and that is, the rest of it is in here, the rest of my Gatorade. This Gatorade bottle has another electrolyte added to it. This is Gatorade Lights. This basically is a pack of salt. Yes, it's very salty when you put it in there, but if you're sweating profusely, it will definitely keep you going. Calorie 0, sodium 34%. What else is in here? Calcium 6%, potassium 8%, magnesium 10%. Magnesium is an electrolyte, same as potassium. So these two are empty. Give these a try with your Gatorade. This works. This is kind of expensive. This is about $30 to $35. Sometimes I can find it for $30, but this works really good. If it's really hot outside and you're busting up the side of a mountain like I did today, that is the way to go. You could always add the other extra packet of Gatorade electrolytes, which mostly is a salt pack, to your electrolyte if you're a heavy sweater like myself. I am a volcano when I hike. So this has to go up in a tree tonight. This has a nice berry flavor. I do not want to visit for Mr. Bear, along with my other bar in here that I'm going to eat for breakfast. I'm not going to eat a lot for breakfast. I'm just going to pack everything up and then I'm out of here. This is a banana nut bar, Cliff Bar. These are really good too. Anything with bananas has a lot of calories in it. This has 10% sodium, 15% carbs, dietary fiber 19%, added sugar 30%. So anytime you're on the trail, you want a high energy food. You don't want big bulky things. You want to get as many calories as you can in a small package. That way you don't have to carry as much weight. The Mountain House meals are only going to do so much for you. They have a ton of salt in them. They are not really that healthy for you. Alright, the only thing left is some coffee and some hot chocolate. Mocha latte, my favorite. If you like hot chocolate, that hot chocolate and that coffee will pick you up. There's about 300 calories in there, in between the coffee and the sugar. If you're tired, this will snap you back to reality. I always like Swiss Miss. That's always the hot chocolate that I go for. Another one of my favorites. Alright, we'll be back in a few minutes. Doing my mocha latte. Some coffee with 2 packs of hot chocolate. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along on our hike today. Any questions about the wildlife or where I am, leave me a cool comment in the comment section. I will do my best to answer it, or any backpacking questions you have. I am not an expert backpacker by any means. Most of the time I do overnighters. My longest stretch in the woods, I believe, was 4 days and 3 nights. I get tired of sleeping in the hammock or on the air mattress. I would rather sleep in my awesome foam mattress at home with the air conditioner running and no bugs. Yeah, it should be pretty good tonight. I actually seem to sleep better when I do colder camps. I haven't camped in the snow for a while. We used to do that up around the Pinnacle. I would go out, get all my stuff ready, take my old Cabela's dome tent, which I'm going to use here one of these days, and set that up. That's been through more than one snowstorm. And then it would snow all night and it would wake up in the morning. Everything would be awesome, covered in fresh shiny snow, twinkling in the sunlight. And then you would have some owls. Sometimes you would have owls up there serenading you at night. Sometimes they would be right over top of the tent. They'll come over and check you out. Rattlesnakes are an interesting reptile. There's 2 color phases in Pennsylvania. I think one's black, and the other one I think is green or tan. I have seen a couple green ones. They eat a lot of small rodents, amphibians. They'll eat frogs. They'll probably eat crickets, other snakes, lots of mice, chipmunks, squirrels, anything they can get their fangs into. Usually when they eat something that has fur and claws, they can not digest the entire animal, kind of like an owl. They will regurgitate a pellet, which are generally the bones and the indigestible parts, back out the same as an owl pellet. Then they'll lay in the sun to get their metabolism to raise so they can digest it faster. Alright, I think we're going to call it a night here. Thanks for coming along on our hike today. I will see you in the morning. Welcome back to PA Timber Ghost. Good morning. It was a very quiet night last night. I had an owl above the tent there for the past couple hours. It must have flew in. Sometimes they'll come over to check you out, what you are, or see if there's a food source near where you were. There was a screech owl down over the side here. Almost all night I could hear him. And then back up the trail I heard a coyote howl a few times. The forest is waking up. Katydid sang all night. Katydids are usually up in the trees. They look like a green grasshopper. They're more closely related to a cicada than a grasshopper. Got some crickets behind me. Wish we had a vista here we could look out, but there's a lot of trees. And this big oak tree behind me was dropping acorns all night. Some of them were bouncing off my tent. You hear all the birds coming to life in the background, singing their songs. Heard some ravens clicking last night. They were making a really odd sound. Crows. Gonna break the tent down here. Pack everything in. I have 1 liter bottle of water left for the way out. It should be a pretty easy hike going out compared to climbing up the side of the mountain. My GPS said I climbed approximately 900 feet in about a half a mile. Total distance so far is 3 miles. So round trip for me today will be about 6 miles. Let's start breaking some stuff down here. All packed in, camp is clear. I did a couple checks around here to make sure I didn't leave any litter or trash. Very relaxing evening. I had some couple squirrels chirping at me in the morning. I guess I'm in their feeding spot. I had an owl serenading me over the tent. Don't know if the audio caught that or not. One coyote howling further up the trail. I don't know if he went past me and then went up and started howling. Thanks for coming along on our hike today. Hopefully you enjoyed our hike to the Peters Mountain Shelter and all the wildlife that we videoed along the way. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. As always, hit that subscribe button to help my channel grow. Thanks for coming along on our adventure along the Appalachian Trail. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the family. And as always, we will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching PA Timber Goose.